There's a thing when we talk about relationships about how there's always one common thing with everybody. So if somebody's really thinking about this relationship, they say, oh, they did this, they did that. This person did this person did that, whatever. And it's almost as if they're not the problem whatsoever. And, maybe they aren't in that way, but the most common denominator or the constant in all of this person's relationships is themselves. So I'm not necessarily bringing this up to talk about how we are the constant in all of our relationships, and if it's everybody else, then it's probably ourselves, right? Have you ever heard that? So I want to talk about how to overcome that last problem in your business, in your venture, in your hobby, in your striving for more, in your bad habit, in whatever it is. And remember the same thing, that the one constant is you. So if you're trying to kick smoking or trying to get back in shape, it's not your environment. It's not the people around you. It's not your, gym shoes, right? It's you. And if you just do one thing, focus on you and correcting whatever that is stopping you from going to the gym, not worrying about your shoes or the environment or the timing or finding time. You just think about you, because David Goggins would do it, right? All these other people can do it. The constant is you. So how do we do that? And that's been the question I've been asking myself. How do we overcome ourselves? Overcome not just habits. This is not a habit breaking talk here, right? The idea is to reverse engineer it. So we say, we are here, we want to go here. And this is a very challenging question. How do we get from here to there? But if we reverse engineer it and slow down a little bit, knowing that the whole time we should be focusing on ourselves, not the world, we can start to break it down. But the first thing that happens, you go, well, let's define it. So let's define ourselves. And we say, okay, here we are. Let's just take the gym because it's an easy one to understand as an analogy versus, starting a new business or whatever. Say, here, I'm out of shape. I'm being lazy. I'm not motivated enough. I can't get myself to do it or go to bed early. And where we want to go is I'm going to the gym 2 to 3 times a week, and I'm really, really watching my diet, and most of my cardio is from walking. So, okay, well, aside from the practicals of, I got to start walking and so on, what is it that's different about where you want to be and who you are than where you are? So in this analogy, to keep it clean, the person who's walking and going to the gym and not really worrying if they feel like it or not, that person has a dedication to it. This person's not dedicated. So what is the problem of this version of yourself that's not dedicated? How do you make yourself a little more dedicated? What can you dedicate yourself to practice dedication? And then you can work on, motivation usually can come from it, right? So you start to see this, and you don't have to do it right now. You just have to kind of back up and say, okay, well, what was one of the last things that probably happened before this version of yourself got to be what you wanted it? Excuse me. I always yawn on videos. I don't know what it is. Maybe also because it's like 11:30 at night. But if you reverse engineer that person, what did they do and what was the feeling and so on. So if they woke up early in the morning, well, what did they do? They went to bed at night early. And you think, okay, well, what about that person? Again, the constant is you, not the thing. What happened? Why did they start doing it? Well, they probably started doing it because they wanted to gain control of their life, wanted to do something at a point where the world can't ask of them anything because it's too early to ask of them to do anything. So they can reclaim the time as a person who takes themselves seriously. So how seriously? So let's say that's like stage 3 out of 10 or 7 out of 10. What about stage 0, that version of yourself? Do they take control of their time? Right? So you can start to see it. Now, this is really, really hard. You know, I'm trying to make it up on the cuff, and it's one of the weaker illustrations of a lesson that I've been dealing with. But I think you're getting the point. I hope you are. So the point is reverse engineer, but know that what you're reverse engineering isn't the steps, it's the investigation of each of them. So you look at all the practicals and you say, okay, what about me? What inside me needs to change to make that step happen? Because the constant is you. Same with me, same with your business, same with your fitness, same whatever. I don't even want to say goal. Whatever type of person you want to be that makes a goal naturally happen. I create because I'm the type of person that creates. I'm the type of person that makes YouTube videos and is on the computer and talks to people on Zoom all day. I don't really have to go out of my way to do that. I don't have to try. But I see people in groups and I coach a couple people that just struggle making content. And you know, sometimes I do too. Sometimes I just don't feel like it. So I'll dip into or dip back to a person that isn't. But for the most part, I am that person. And that's the question for yourself is, how can you fix your constant so that you can be the person or be where you want to be? That's the question I want you to ask yourself, and really, really explore it seriously. How do I get from here to there? That is the question. And when you get stuck because you don't know, well, obviously you can hit the link below and we can talk. But if you don't know, really think about breaking it down into like little modules and just try to figure that out slowly. And even if it's an incomplete puzzle, you keep doing that, it'll slowly start to see the picture, even if the puzzle is incomplete. So that's where I'm thinking tonight. And yeah, again, if you guys are stuck and you wanted to talk to me further, join either of the communities, School of Masculinity or the Brandfluencers, depending on your goal, right? So if you want to be a better person, better be the man, that's why School of Masculinity is there. And then if you wanted to help with your business and be a creative and better coach, that's what Brandfluencers are for. Which is the one that I spend more time on, by the way. So until next time, peace.